You heard it from AB. He's Saudi.
Hey, since Mama Cincinnati Bengal fan too, so you got it first.
I can't talk. I mean, all right, you told me to stop. My bad, bro. You're amazing.
All right, hey, we gonna have to ask you to go. I mean, I have to ask you to go, man. I'm gonna pay you for your time, for being here. I appreciate you. I love you, man.
I'm not doing it again.
Yeah, no. I can't. I asked you the first time. I don't have no problems with you, but I'm gonna pay you for your time. But you can't violate, bro. I told you that.
I'm not, though. I'm not.
Nah, I told you, boyfriends in here. You know when my brother.
Oh, shit, my bad, bro. My bad.
Nah. But I appreciate your time.
It's me.
Nah, well, if you want to wait for us outside, you could. But I'm not gonna sit in and not value your time neither.
That's why I love you, Cam. You a good nigga, man.
Say that again. I'm sorry. Let's take that over.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I'll do it again. 5.
Somebody, this nigga want to talk to me. And nigga, you a alky, nigga. I don't want to talk to you, nigga. I just needed you for entertainment for the show. Fucking junkie. Go ahead, man. My bad.
No, you're all good. 5, 4, 3, 2. Welcome back. Now let's get into our underdog picks of the day.
First things first, shout out to the boy Cameron for doing what a man is supposed to do in a situation where you see either a woman or your coworker uncomfortable. You handle the situation. Now, I'm only saying this because I'm not even a big fan of Adrien Broner, but I know people was like trying to get on Cameron because you called him an alky or some shit like that. I was like, if you know Cameron like I know Cameron, he probably would have said that shit in his face too. But also, he's trying to run the show. He's trying to keep it professional. Like, that's two reasons why I like this scene. And like, even as uncomfortable as it looked and uncomfortable as it probably was, I'm glad this happened. Because one, you get to see what a man looks like when he's defending, not even someone that he's with, but just like a woman in general, where you see shiver. So you see a man defending a woman. So when women say, "Oh, black men don't protect black women," there you go. You saw that. Also to a point where it's just like, you got to understand, and from a business point, you got to understand to protect your brand. And then, as a boss, everything falls on you. And he knows that this kept going, everything is going to fall on him. And he knows, like, why you kept letting him talk the stats like that. And throughout the whole time, he was telling him to chill. He was telling him to calm out. He was like the nigga boyfriend in here and all the other stuff. He was like treating her like a coworker, because obviously she was laughing it all, giggling. But you could tell this was a very uncomfortable situation. It's like anybody with eyes could see that. You could read the room and all that other stuff. Plus, AB was very unprofessional. He was very sloppy. He was very drunk. I don't know if he's going through some type of drinking problems or none of this shit, but hopefully he sees this and he goes, I need to fix myself. Again, I'm not even a big Adrien Broner fan. I always thought he was kind of corny and cheesy anyway, but when you look at this shit, it's just obviously he's like fucked up. You're like, you really, really, really fucked up. And like the whole time he was just talking to stats. And that shit was just like, goddamn. It was like, in the meantime, it was just like I felt like either Cameron was going to like explode on him or he just did what he was supposed to do. Yo, you gotta go. Like, you gotta go. It's the same thing like with Myron, like, he's like kick the women out. It's just like you being unruly, trying to run a show, you're breaking up the flow of the show. I've not in this particular situation, I've had to kick a person off my show because like at some point on the podcast and he just kept coming in late. And while someone's in the middle of talking, giving their little speeches, and I try to let everybody like speak there without interruptions and everybody speaking, and sometimes he would come in and just, what are you talking about? And it's just like, well, we're talking about this, but it's just like, could you Like, do you have the decency to wait until someone's finished what they're talking about, and then like I will introduce you in, and then, but he kept doing it. So one time I was just sick of it because one time he came in late again, and then he goes, "What are you doing?" And I just kicked him out. I kicked him out the call because it was like a jitsi, and it was like call. He was furious about that. He was very mad about that. He was like, "Why the fuck did you kick me out?" I was like, "You came in late, and the dude was in the middle of talking, and you just interrupted him talking." It was just like you could have just waited, because everybody else, when they see someone talking, they wait until they finish talking, and then I will either introduce them, and they would go, "So what are we talking about?" And I would tell you what you're talking about. I feel like, and anyway, I feel like that's podcast etiquette too. Like you see someone talking, and then you just wait till they finish. But that's just me. Maybe not people don't know a little podcast etiquette, but I always found that as podcast etiquette. But again, yes, yeah, two lessons can learn here. Because sometimes when things are uncomfortable, because like I know this, and I even sometimes like my way of trying to solve this, because I can be wild. I can be wild, and sometimes I'll say some shit. I'll do some wild shit that you may laugh, but you may be uncomfortable or some shit like that. And I tell everybody, I say, and sometimes I flirt. I feel like, and sometimes I feel like I over flirt. Or I'll say something. I'll say, "Hey, if anytime you feel uncomfortable, let me know. If I'm doing too much, let me know." I tell every woman that, because I want you, because if I'm making you uncomfortable, let me know. It's just it, because sometimes I'm not going to catch everything. Sometimes I'm going to do something. Sometimes I'm going to, because me, I know, like, I will say some wild shit, because I know I can work from there and then reel it back in. And then that's how I've always been. It's always worked like that. Most people, like, they'll tell me. Other people, they'll laugh. And some people, they're cool with it. They'll laugh with it. Especially if you're smooth enough to deliver it. I've had an argument with most people. I was just like, it was like, it's worked for me. You tell them that it worked for me, but, some people just don't listen. So, whatever. And, I don't, what was I saying? But there's times where it's like uncomfortable situations, and sometimes as a man, you do got to step in, because like I said, even though, and I say this, sometimes they won't. A lot of women just try to dodge confrontation. They, preserve a man's ego, which is, women always saying that. It's like, you have boundaries too, and they don't disrespect, you have that, you have boundaries too. They disrespect you. Sometimes a lot of dudes are just like, they'll say something. They don't mean to disrespect you. They don't know you. They don't even disrespect you. They're like, "Oh, my bad." Check it. Don't worry. I'm not going to do that again. And then, if they care enough, they won't do it again. So, that's one thing. But a lot of dudes is just like, because he kept going. That was the thing with Adrien Broner. He kept doing it, and he was unprofessional and sloppy. And the thing is, like, Cam trying to run a show. Honestly, he trying to run a show. You being disrespectful, sloppy. I know a lot of people's like, you shouldn't have been on the show anyway, but which is true. Like, if he came out there drunk, sloppy, and all that stuff, I probably wouldn't have put him on the show. But he did pay for his time. So that's, at least Cam was like big enough to like, I'm gonna pay you for your time, you get the money. And it was just like, you feel the type of we could be outside. He wasn't scared at all. But like I think Adrien Broner, he's gonna look at this, and if he cares enough, he's gonna be like, "Damn, I need to fix myself." Probably go to rehab, therapy, or some shit like that, because that nigga looked fucked up. And I get it, because, and I think Corey Holcomb, like, some people just never been told no in their life, and it showed. Sometimes it shows, or just like, you used to be the big dog, now you're not the big dog no more, and that kind of shows too. And they don't know how to not, be in a room when they're not the big dog, but they still want to be seen as the big dog and some shit like that. So I feel like that was all going through Adrien Broner's head when I seen that. And again, Cam being a professional, like even like the comment he said after, I didn't mind that because that's his show. Yo, you being a fucking alkie, you being a junkie. He was the one a professor. He was the one being, yeah, I would be irritated too. I've been irritated. It's just like, hey, there was times where like when I was doing a podcast in the area, we was doing this live and everybody was just talking. Like, everybody was talking at once on the podcast. And everybody was having their own conversations in the podcast to the point where it was just like, yeah, I'm not going to put this episode out. You know, I deleted the episode. So if you're wondering what it sounds like, I don't have it. I further deleted it, and I was just like, don't get me wrong, I like doing it live, but I was just like, I went into a separate room just so I can drown out the background noise and the people that want to join, people join. But also, I'm like, people forget that it's not their fault. Because, you know, people don't really know how to work, but people forgot they was on a podcast. And that was the whole thing. Because I'm not blaming them and not putting the blame on them, but it's obviously they forgot they was on a podcast. And it was just like, I can't use this shit. Because it sounds unprofessional. I wasn't even mad at them. I was more mad at myself because I was like, but I was learning how to moderate a podcast. That was me moderating the podcast that I was doing at first, so... it was a lesson learned. That's why I never learned to put that episode out. But overall, like, shout out to Cam. He showed you what a person need to do, and he did this shit professionally. Sometimes as a man, even though, like I said, sometimes women not gonna say nothing, and as a man, you gotta step in and then handle shit. And like I said, it's good for men because it shows you how to handle shit professionally without getting out of hand. And that's the most important part. He handled this shit and it didn't get out of hand. Adrien Broner knew he fucked up. And that was the other thing. Like, even though he was drunk or whatever it was, AB knew he fucked up too. He was just like, God damn, he just took the L, got his money, and then went out. Again, whether he fucking is going to do something about that, that's one thing, but Cam did what he's supposed to do. Not only that, he protect his brand, he protect his co-workers. Not only that, it makes him look good to black women because it's just like, oh, you see a black man protecting a black woman, or a black man doing something to, you know, make sure the black woman is safe. And you could tell he was uncomfortable. He did something with it. And plus, like I said, her boyfriend was there, so he didn't want to have to do something with that. So, like, when you see a diversion like that averted, that's good, because that's all it really needs to do. But let me know what you guys think. How'd y'all feel about that whole situation? Till then, my name is Mike. Damn, I'm fucked up. Till then, my name is Toskino Fly, and I'm out. Peace.